Pre-selling or RFO property, which is right for you? Before you even look around, make sure you understand the financial benefits and costs of the two. By understanding this, not only do you make buying real estate simpler, but also more rewarding. So today, let's talk about just that. I'm Edric Maguan, and this is The Real Deal. Before we get into the details of the benefits and costs, let's define pre-selling and ready for occupancy properties. Pre-selling properties are those still under construction but are already offered for sale by the developers at affordable payment terms. Ready for occupancy properties, or known as RFO, are readily available for use upon purchase. Whether it's pre-selling or RFO, there are two main financial benefits of investing in real estate. First is capital appreciation, or the increase in market value of the property. Mathematically, it is the difference between the property's current market value and the purchase cost. I just want to emphasize na kahit pre-selling or under construction pa ang property, nag-a-appreciate din ito. In fact, some investors opt to sell their pre-selling properties for a profit prior to turnover. Ito yung tinatawag nating condo PASALO or flipping. The second benefit of investing in real estate is rental income. What's good about it is you generate regular cash flow every month with relatively minimal effort. That's why it is also called passive income. What's more, rental rates tend to increase over time. Definitely, if mag-i-invest ka sa RFO property, pwede mo rin siya ipa-rent out agad. Unlike if it's a pre-selling property, you have to wait for a few years for the property to be turned over. Only then can you have it rented out. Given that, does this mean investing in an RFO property is always a smarter choice for you? Not necessarily. Why? Because there are unique benefits that each offers and costs that each entails. So it would really depend on your goal and situation. Let's first talk about RFO. Sa totoo lang, if you look hard enough, you'll find some discounted deals out there or yung mga property selling below market value. But here's the thing. When buying an RFO property, have readily cash available of at least 30% of the price as a spot down payment to the seller. Why? Because under home loans, banks will never fund 100% of the purchase price. To discourage defaults, banks in the Philippines would usually lend a maximum of 80% of the assessed value of the property. The amount that cannot be loaned by the bank should be paid in cash to the seller. That means, ideally, you have at least 30% as a safe amount to start with. So if you're eyeing a property worth 6 million, be sure you have around 1.8 million in cash to spare. Pero sa totoo lang, based on my experience, most of the best deals would require a spot cash down payment of 40 to 50% of the price. So if you're in urgent need of using the property and you have the financial capacity, you will definitely benefit from buying RFO. Before we move on, if you find this content helpful, hit the like button. What if you don't have that much cash saved up to buy an RFO property? Is there some way to work around the spot cash down payment? Can you negotiate with the seller regarding the payment terms? Technically, there are some workarounds, but it would cost a lot more than what is necessary. Well, for one, you can get a personal loan to cover all or a portion of the spot cash down payment. But to be honest, I don't recommend getting one because personal loans entail very high interest rate, 12% per annum or even more, which is around double the interest rate of home loans. So it may just be a burden rather than a help. Another way is to negotiate the cash payment with the seller, but very rare ang sellers who allow installment terms. Most sellers who offer their property at a discount want to receive the proceeds quickly. It would take a lot of work and time to find a property that you really like at a discounted price with installment payments to the seller. Rent to own is another workaround, which has its advantages, but they almost always are not discounted. To learn more about rent to own, check out my other video. And remember, for any installment purchase, kahit naglalabas ka na ng pera, hanggat hindi pa complete ang payment to the seller, hindi pa rin matatransfer sa'yo ang title. So should you just save first for the cash down payment and buy RFO property later? It's definitely an option. But is it a smart move? Most of the time, no. Because this is a double whammy situation. One, as you delay your purchase, prices are getting more expensive. There is a danger na ma-price out ka. Baka yung iniipon mo, hindi na rin pala enough after a few years. 2. Sayang yung capital appreciation that you could have gained by investing sooner. So what can you do? If you do not have a lot of financial resources but you want to get into real estate early, the best option for you could be buying a pre-selling property. There are many reputable developers that do not require you to pay a spot cash down payment. The down payment of 15 to 30% of the price can be paid on a monthly installment basis over the pre-selling term. Upon reservation, you are able to lock in your contract price and start benefiting from capital appreciation instead of saving up first for an RFO property. This is a great way to take advantage during times of rising real estate prices, especially in high growth potential developments. If you want to know which developments have high growth potential, schedule a free consultation with me or message me by the link in the description. Another good thing about buying pre-selling is you have the option to choose between paying a lower or a higher down payment. Certainly, getting a lower down payment term has a huge advantage in terms of your cash flow. One advantage is it can allow you to spread out your cash and invest in multiple pre-selling properties instead of investing all your cash into one property. And if you're an investor, this is also something you should consider when buying an RFO property. Ask yourself this: will I benefit more in putting all my cash in an RFO property and have it rented out immediately versus spreading my cash to buy multiple pre-selling properties that could all appreciate at the same time? Another advantage of choosing a lower down payment term is that you can maximize your return on investment, or ROI, if you plan to sell your property before turnover. Remember that the same lang naman ang capital gain mo regardless of how much cash you put into the property. Pero watch out lang if di mo nabenta before turnover. The smaller amount you pay over the pre-selling period, the bigger your loan and your monthly loan amortization. Wala naman masama dito, so long as you know you can pay for the property long term. Kahit plan mong ibenta ang property ng PASALO, always be ready to proceed with getting a bank loan in case the plan fails to materialize. Never put yourself in a position where you're forced to sell your property. Diyan nangyayari ang mga palugis sale. Speaking of bank loan, as long as you will not pay for the property 100% in cash, whether it's pre-selling or RFO, this is a cost to be considered. I believe this is a cost that many are most afraid of. It is certainly one of the biggest concerns of most first-time investors, because many tend to focus on the total cost of the loan or the interest. But remember that you will have financial benefits when you invest in a property. If it is for end use, you could be saving on rent. Or if it's an investment property, you will have rental income. And for both, you are continuously earning capital appreciation so long as you own the property. Sa totoo lang, you shouldn't put too much focus on the total interest of the loan. The question you should ask yourself is, does this property give me more gains and benefits versus the interest? So just to summarize everything we've talked about, both RFO and pre-selling properties can generate capital appreciation and rental income. The difference between the two is the timing as to when you can have the property rented out. While you can immediately enjoy the rental income in RFO properties require a huge spot cash down payment, whereas many pre-selling properties offered by the developers have affordable payment terms, allowing you to invest and enjoy the rewards early, even if you don't have millions in the bank. Whether you're choosing a lower or a higher down payment term, make sure you are financially prepared to pay the loan long term, even if you intend to sell the property before turnover. Understanding the financial benefits and costs will give you the confidence to invest in real estate because you know exactly how you will earn millions. Thank you for watching. If you want to inquire about the pre-selling developments that I offer, you may get sample computations or sign up for a free consultation by visiting my website or by messaging me on my social media. I'm an accredited broker of the country's most trusted developers. And if you want to learn more about real estate investing, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other video. Let's get rich and financially free, one property at a time.